Most e-commerce brands have no idea how much they're losing on shipping because they don't know how much they actually pay for shipping. It's just confusing, right? So the key to stop losing money on shipping is a rate matrix. And your rate matrix, it'll show you exactly what you need to charge for profitable shipping. And in this video, I'll walk through the 4 concepts you need to know to build a rate matrix so you can stop losing so much money on shipping. And if you already have a rate matrix, check out our next video on how to put it into action in a Shopify store. All right, let's go check it out. Hey, Jake from EcoShip here, a Reading, Pennsylvania 3PL. I've actually watched 3 e-commerce businesses scale from my parents' basement into a 3PL, where we're shipping 250,000 packages per year now. So we've seen all the steps of growing an e-commerce brand and hope to help you avoid some of the mistakes that we made. Okay, so here are the 4 concepts to build a rate matrix and actually get to profitable shipping. Okay, concept number 1, shipping zones. So if you didn't know, the United States is actually split into 8 different shipping zones. And each zone has a different price for shipping a package there. And every carrier uses them, and they all use 8, and they're roughly the same. Not exactly, but they're roughly the same. Zone 1 is always the closest, and zone 8 is the furthest. Close zones are cheaper, far zones are more expensive. And how the US is split into zones depends on your zip code. So I'm in Pennsylvania, which makes California a zone 8 for me, which is the most expensive. All else equal, a package going to California or Oregon will cost the same for me because they're all zone 8 packages. So this is the first key to understanding how your rates work and why they change based on how far you ship. But you may ask, how do I know where zones fall? Okay, the answer, look up Pirate Ship Zone Map and type in your zip code for a color-coded chart of your zones. It's super easy and will give you all the zones right there. So when building the matrix, we want to get an address from each zone, but hold on to jumping into that until you get past concept 4 and you'll see why. All right, concept number 2, dimensional weight. Okay, have you ever noticed that when you're shipping a package and you put in dimensions, the rate changes? So if you're shipping large, lightweight items like pillows, you'll likely get hit with dimensional weight. But if you're shipping heavy, dense items like beverages, this likely does not affect you. You can actually skip to concept 3. So here's how dimensional weight works. For every package, the carriers take the length, width, and height of the package to total cubic inches, and then divide by either 139 for FedEx and UPS or 166 for Post Office. That's a dimensional weight. I don't know where they got the numbers from, but that's what they got. Then they look at which is greater, the actual or dimensional weight, and they bill based on that. So here's an example. Let's say I'm shipping a pillow and it goes in a 10 by 10 box and it weighs 2 pounds. The dimensional weight's gonna be 1,000 cubic inches divided by 139. It's equal to 7.19 pounds. So UPS is gonna charge me for a 7.19 package when it really weighs 2 pounds. And by the way, this is why it's so important to put in dimensions, because if you don't, UPS will charge you the dimensional weight plus a fee for making the error in shipping. You can't just get away with it. So put in dimensions. So you can see how the dimensional weight will drastically affect our rate matrix. So when you're building the matrix, put in a box size that matches the weight being shipped for your products. So when we're looking at a weight and say like 3 pounds, we know 3 pounds usually goes in a 10 by 10 by 10 box. Put those dimensions in so we get the actual right weight. Super important when building the rate matrix, and you pick a weight for each zone. We're gonna get there. Let's go to concept 3 now and see what's next. Concept 3, residential versus commercial rates. This is another big one that took us way too long to figure out, that there's a difference in cost between shipping to a residential or to a commercial address. And some shipping softwares are gonna make this really clear, which is residential, which is commercial, and others, they won't. But this could be anywhere from a $2 to $4 difference in rates, so it's a big one. So when building our rate matrix, we always wanna select addresses that are residential, not commercial, as that's where most of the packages are gonna go. And I made this mistake a few times when building rate charts. I chose an address in a zone, like a city hall, which is commercial, so I drastically underestimated our rates for a few zones. So when building your charts, always find a suburban residential address within the right zone to get the right rate. We don't want to pick up a commercial address. We're gonna find a random residential home that we're gonna pretend to ship to within our zone. So we're looking at Pirate Ship, the different zones that we have there, and we're going to look, okay, Missouri, find a residential address and pick that house instead of a commercial address. Make our rate chart correct. All right, last concept, surcharges. Now these are also called accessorials. Yes, that's actually their name, you gotta love it, right? Now there are a lot of different accessorials, but the one that will affect you the most are delivery area surcharge, DAS, and fuel surcharge. Okay, remember how in the last concept I said pick a suburban residential address? It's because of DAS. This is a surcharge for remote zip codes, which is totally decided by the carriers. And you can get a list of DAS zip codes, but I don't know, let's be real, you're not gonna do that. I wouldn't, you won't. The best thing to do is just pick a suburban address outside of a major city. This costs, again, between $2 and $4 depending on the carrier for delivery area. So when we're building our matrix, don't pick an address in the middle of nowhere, right? Go on Google Maps, find a major metro area, and then pick a random house there. We're aiming for a suburban residential address to get the most representative rate for our chart. Okay, fuel surcharge. This applies to every FedEx and UPS shipment. And the important thing to know is they constantly change it. They change it weekly, which means your shipping rates change weekly. Nice, fun. And they don't make huge swings in their surcharges, so checking once a quarter is probably plenty to see how your rates have changed. You don't need to look every single week and make an adjustment for it, but be aware that your rates are going to constantly change because of that fuel surcharge. All right, next, those are all our concepts. Let's look at actually building the matrix now. Okay, so we've gone through all the concepts now. We can actually build our chart. Now remember, the chart is what's gonna lead us to the pricing profitably. This is the boring, tedious work that takes like an hour at most, but it's gonna turn your shipping from a cost center actually into a profit center instead. All right, so we want a suburban, residential address with the dimensions put in by each zone. So those 4 things: suburban, residential, dimensions, zone. So let's walk through this. All right, step number 1, get your zone map from Pirate Ship. So like I said earlier, go to pirateship.com, put in your zip code, get that zone map. Step number 2, download the sample rate matrix I have below. That's just gonna help you out so you don't have to go and build everything from scratch. It's really simple, it's just a Google Sheet. Step number 3, find residential addresses in each zone. Go to Google Maps and look up a city in the zone you're targeting, zoom in to a random house outside the city and just copy their address in. Step number 4, create sample shipments within the shipping software based on the addresses you found. All right, then step number 5, enter your package profile details for each sample shipment. So put in the sample length, width, height to account for the dimensional weight, and then add the actual weight of what the package will be as well. Once you do that, you're gonna get a rate out of your shipping software. Copy that rate from all 8 zones to your chart. And step 7, repeat for all the package and weight breakdowns you care about. So we're just gonna do this 8 times for every weight that we care about. The boring, tedious work that's going to get us to be profitable on shipping. But once we do that, we have a matrix we can use to know exactly what to charge to be profitable, and we can actually put it into action. So I'll show you how to put it in action next. Okay, now we have our matrix and we can actually use it. And we can use it in one of 3 ways. So number 1, create shipping zones in Shopify by rate. So closer zones pay less, further zones pay more. Or 2, we could take an average across the zones by weight breakdown and create a rate based on weight. So like 2-pound packages cost an average of $8. That's what I'm gonna charge my customers. And then number 3, we can figure out a free shipping threshold. Using this information, we can do that. I'll show you how to do that. But okay, this video is getting long, so I'm going to split this into 2 parts. The next part will be taking and applying our rate matrix in Shopify. I'm gonna actually be in Shopify and show you exactly how to do this. I'll take a sample rate matrix I've created and show you how to set up shipping zones within Shopify to create this profitable shipping. Okay, I hope this rate matrix building has been helpful to you. If you get stuck or have any questions on building a matrix, I'm totally happy to talk. You can email me at jake@ecoship.com. Okay, I'll see you in the next one.